Hi friends, and welcome back to English Podcast for Listening and Speaking. It's so lovely to have you here with me again today. I truly hope this space feels like a quiet, comforting corner where you can relax, breathe, and simply listen as we explore new ideas together in English. My aim, always, is to share stories, gentle reflections, and practical tips that help you connect more deeply with the English language, not through hurried lessons, but through calm, unhurried understanding. It's about feeling the words, experiencing the flow, and letting the learning unfold naturally, like a soft breeze on a quiet afternoon. If, as we journey through today's episode, you find yourself feeling a little more confident, a little more at ease with English, or perhaps just a little bit inspired, then I would be so grateful if you considered liking this episode, subscribing to our channel, or perhaps leaving a kind comment below. It truly helps this little corner of calm reach more friends who are on a similar learning path. Now, get comfortable, maybe pour some tea, and let's begin. Take a deep, gentle breath with me. For a long time, I felt like my English was good enough to understand. I could read books, follow conversations, and listen to podcasts like this one, and I understood most of the words. But when it came to speaking, something felt missing. It was like I knew all the ingredients for a delicious meal, but I just couldn't quite make it taste right. My words felt stiff, not natural. They didn't have the same rhythm, the same flow, the same effortless music that I heard when native speakers talked. I wanted to not just understand English, but to truly feel it. I longed for my tongue to dance with the words, for my voice to carry the natural melody of the language, almost without thinking. It felt like I was constantly translating in my head, building sentences word by word, and it made me hesitant. It made me feel a little bit like I was always outside, looking in, rather than truly participating in the natural flow of conversation. Have you ever felt that way? That longing to simply be in the language, rather than just using it? I searched for something, anything, that could bridge that gap for me. I tried many things, repeating sentences, trying to memorize dialogues, even singing along to songs, which helped a little. But still, that feeling of fluidity wasn't quite there. I yearned for a way to truly absorb the intonation, the stress, the subtle nuances that make English sound so beautiful and natural. And then, I stumbled upon something. A technique that felt less like studying and more like listening to music, and then letting your own voice echo that melody. It wasn't about memorizing rules, but about feeling the sound, about letting the rhythm of English flow through me, almost as if I were mimicking a gentle whisper. This technique felt intuitive, almost like a secret key that unlocked a new way of connecting with spoken English, and it truly changed everything for me. This beautiful, simple, and incredibly powerful method is called the shadowing technique. And today, I want to share it with you, just as it was shared with me, so you too can explore this wonderful path to finding your natural voice in English. So, what exactly is this shadowing technique? Imagine a shadow. It follows you everywhere, mirroring your movements, staying incredibly close. That's exactly what you do with your voice. You become a shadow of the English speaker you are listening to. It's a simple, yet profoundly effective, language learning method where you repeat spoken English out loud right after you hear it. Not a few seconds later, not after the sentence finishes, but almost instantly. You try to stay just 1 or 2 words behind the original speaker, like a gentle echo. Think of it as a dance. As soon as the speaker moves, you move in almost the exact same way, with your voice. This isn't about perfectly understanding every single word at first, though understanding is important. It's more about feeling the flow, the sound, the rhythm. It's about letting the sounds enter your ears and then leave your mouth almost immediately, without much thought in between. This immediate repetition, this echoing of sounds, is incredibly powerful. Why? Because it trains your brain to process English much, much faster. It helps your brain to connect what it hears directly with what your mouth produces, creating a seamless pathway. It's like teaching your brain and your mouth to work together in real time, just as native speakers do, allowing you to move beyond translating in your head and instead simply speak. So, why does your brain love shadowing so much? It's truly fascinating to think about. When you shadow, you're not just repeating words, you're actually training your brain in profound ways, almost like a gentle, rhythmic workout. First, shadowing trains your brain to process English much, much faster. Think about how we usually learn. We hear something, then we translate it in our heads, then we try to form our own answer. Shadowing cuts out that middle step, that slow translation. You hear, and you immediately produce. This direct connection, this instant echo, builds a pathway in your brain that becomes more efficient over time. It's like clearing a path through a forest, making it easier and quicker to travel. Your brain starts to connect the sounds it hears directly with the way your mouth needs to move, without that hesitation in between. Secondly, it sharpens your listening in an incredible way. When you're trying to mirror someone's speech, you start to notice tiny details you might miss otherwise. You hear the delicate nuances in pronunciation, the subtle rise and fall of intonation, the stress on certain words. It's like listening to music and then trying to hum along. You pay closer attention to every note, every rhythm. This active, focused listening makes your ears more sensitive to the true sounds of English, helping you understand native speakers more clearly, even when they speak quickly. Then, there's the beautiful benefit of building speaking muscle memory. Just like a musician practices scales to train their fingers, you're training the muscles in your mouth, your tongue, your lips. English has its own unique rhythms and sounds, and by repeating them consistently, your mouth learns how to form them naturally. It's less about thinking and more about feeling the words as they leave your mouth. Over time, these movements become second nature, making speaking feel less forced and much more fluid. And perhaps most importantly, shadowing significantly boosts your confidence. Many of us feel a little shy or afraid of making mistakes when speaking English. But with shadowing, you're not trying to create your own sentences at first. You're simply echoing. This takes away a lot of the pressure. By repeating and repeating, you become more comfortable with the sounds and rhythms. You're giving your voice permission to try, to experiment, without the heavy burden of perfection. This frequent, low-stakes practice slowly, gently, helps to reduce that fear, allowing your fluency to emerge naturally, like a quiet sunrise after a long night. Now, as with any path we walk, sometimes there are little pebbles or bumps along the way. When we start something new, especially something as personal as learning a language, It's easy to fall into a few common traps. I've seen this happen, and I've even felt it myself. But understanding these common mistakes can help us navigate the journey with more ease and joy. One of the first things many beginners do, with the best intentions, is to speak too fast. It's natural to want to sound like a native speaker right away, to match their speed perfectly. But imagine trying to run a marathon before you've learned to walk properly. It can be overwhelming. When you try to shadow too quickly, your brain doesn't have enough time to process, and your mouth muscles might not be ready for such rapid movement. This often leads to mumbling or feeling discouraged. The gentle advice here is, slow down. There's absolutely no rush. Many audio players allow you to adjust the speed to 0.75x or even 0.5x. Start there. Let your voice find its rhythm comfortably, like a gentle stream. Another common pitfall is skipping the active listening part. We're so eager to speak, to do the shadowing, that we sometimes forget the first crucial step, truly listening. If you dive straight into repeating without first absorbing the rhythm, the tone, the subtle way words connect, it's like trying to sing a song you've never heard before. You might get some notes right, but the feeling won't be there. Before you echo, take a moment. Close your eyes, if it helps. Listen to the audio 2 or 3 times, just focusing on the melody of the language, the emotions in the voice. This prepares your mind and your mouth for what's to come. Then there's the temptation to use materials that are too advanced. Perhaps you pick a fast-paced documentary or a movie with complex dialogue, thinking it will challenge you. And while challenge is good, too much challenge too soon can feel like trying to climb a very steep mountain without any training. You might get frustrated and give up. It's much kinder to yourself to choose beginner-friendly content. Think about slow podcasts, short, clear YouTube videos, or even simple children's stories. The goal is to build confidence and ease, not to create a struggle. Choose content that feels comfortable, almost like a gentle, warm blanket. And finally, a big one: getting frustrated. Shadowing takes time, just like any skill worth learning. We live in a world that often celebrates instant results, but language learning is a beautiful, slow dance. If you expect perfection from your first few attempts, or even your first few weeks, you might find yourself feeling disheartened. Remember, progress comes from repetition, not perfection. Every time you try, you're planting a tiny seed of learning. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small victories, like noticing a new sound or feeling your tongue move a little more easily. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer to a dear friend. The journey is meant to be enjoyed, not rushed or judged harshly. Now that we've gently explored some common pebbles on our path, let's talk about the beautiful, simple steps to actually do this shadowing technique. It's not about perfection, remember, but about a gentle, consistent flow. Imagine we're learning a new dance, and I'm just showing you the basic, graceful movements. First, let's talk about choosing your audio. Think of it like choosing a comfortable, soft pillow. You want something that feels good. Start with short clips, perhaps 30 seconds to a minute long. These could be from a slow podcast like this one, or a clear, natural conversation you find online. The key is clear and natural. Avoid anything too fast, too complex, or with a lot of background noise. The gentler the sound, the easier it will be for your brain and mouth to connect with it. Once you have your chosen audio, the second step is to simply listen. And I mean truly listen. Not just with your ears, but with your whole being. Play the clip 2 or 3 times, just letting the sounds wash over you. Don't try to speak yet. Instead, focus on the melody of the language, the rhythm, how the words rise and fall, and even the emotions in the speaker's voice. Notice the gentle pauses, the connections between words. This deep listening prepares your mind, like stretching before a gentle walk. It builds a soft inner map for your voice to follow. Then comes the magic moment, shadowing. When you play the audio this time, you'll speak along with it. But here's the key. You're not trying to speak at the same time. You're trying to speak just behind the speaker, like a gentle echo. Imagine you're their soft, supportive shadow, following their every move, perhaps 1 or 2 words behind. Don't worry if you miss words, or if your pronunciation isn't perfect. The goal here is flow, not flawless accuracy. Let your voice blend with theirs, feeling the rhythm, the intonation. It's about letting your mouth, your tongue, your lips learn the dance of English speech through repetition, not through rigid control. Just keep moving with the flow. And this brings us to the 4th, very important step. Repeat often. You might think, oh, I've shadowed this clip once, I should move on. But true mastery, true comfort, comes from gentle repetition. Play that same short clip 5 to 10 times, or even more. Spend a whole day or even a week with just 1 or 2 clips. Each time you repeat it, your muscles remember a little more, your ear hears a little more clearly, and your confidence grows a little stronger. It's like tending to a garden. Gentle, consistent care brings forth the most beautiful blooms. Finally, for those moments when you feel a little brave, or just curious, consider recording yourself. You don't have to share it with anyone. It's just for you. Listen back to your own voice, and then to the original audio. It's not about judging yourself, but about gently noticing. Ah, I hear how my th sound could be a little softer. Or, I notice the speaker's voice rises at the end of this question, and mine doesn't quite yet. This is a kind way to become your own gentle teacher, to identify small areas where you might like to smooth out your path a little more. Remember, every step, no matter how small, is a step forward on your beautiful language journey. Okay, my dear friends, as we walk this path of language learning together, there are some beautiful words that can light our way. They aren't just words on a page. They are feelings, they are concepts that help us understand this journey more deeply. So, let's gently pick a few of them and hold them in our hands, feeling their meaning. The first word, of course, is shadowing. Itself. When we talk about shadowing, we mean that gentle art of echoing. It's like when you walk beside someone on a sunny day, and your shadow follows their every move. In English learning, shadowing means listening to a native speaker and speaking just a breath behind them, mimicking their sounds, their rhythm, their flow. It's not about thinking, it's about feeling the words with your mouth. For example, I'm going to spend just 5 minutes shadowing a short podcast today, just letting my voice follow the speakers. Can you feel that word? Shadowing. Please, gently try to say it aloud. Shadowing. Next, let's talk about intonation. This word sounds a bit technical, but it's really about the music of English. Intonation is the way our voice rises and falls when we speak. Think of it like a beautiful song. It has high notes and low notes, and these changes in pitch carry meaning and emotion. When you ask a question, your voice often rises at the end. When you make a statement, it usually falls. Shadowing helps us catch this music. For instance, I'm slowly learning to master the intonation of English questions, so my voice naturally rises. Can you feel the up and down of it? Intonation. Try it softly. Intonation. Then, there's the wonderful concept of muscle memory. This phrase describes how our body, including our mouth and tongue, remembers how to do things without us even thinking about it, like riding a bicycle or playing a musical instrument. When you practice shadowing consistently, you're building muscle memory for English sounds. Your tongue and lips learn where to go, how to move, almost on their own. For example, through daily practice, I'm building muscle memory for those tricky English sounds so they feel more natural. Feel that idea of your muscles remembering? Muscle memory. Please, softly repeat. Muscle me mo rai. Another incredibly important word for our journey is consistency. Consistency means doing something regularly, even just a little bit each day. It's not about big grand efforts once in a while, but about small, gentle steps taken over and over, like a tiny drop of water slowly shaping a stone. With consistency. In your shadowing practice, you'll see steady, beautiful progress. For example, my secret to improving is not practicing for hours, but through daily consistency for just a few minutes. Can you feel the gentle strength in that word? Consistency. Please echo it softly. Consistency. And finally, the beautiful goal we often dream of. Fluency. Fluency isn't about speaking perfectly without any mistakes. It's about speaking smoothly, naturally, and confidently, without a lot of hesitation. It's about the flow of ideas, about expressing yourself freely and easily. When you gain fluency, your words come out with a gentle ease, like a river flowing. Shadowing is a wonderful stream that leads to this river. For example, my dream is to speak English with natural fluency, so I can express my deepest thoughts. Feel that freedom in the word, fluency. Let's say it together, gently. Fluency. I hope these words feel a little closer to your heart now. They are companions on our journey, reminding us of the path and the beautiful destinations. Now, my dear friends, let's gently shift our thoughts to time, not just the present moment, but the beautiful journey ahead. Sometimes, when we are learning, it's wonderful to imagine what we will be doing, or how we will be feeling in the future, as a result of the gentle efforts we make today. This brings us to a lovely way of talking about future actions that will be in progress, something we call the future continuous tense. It's like painting a picture of something happening in the future, not just a single point, but an ongoing scene. We use will be and then add the ing form of our verb. For example, as you listen to this podcast, you will be building your listening skills, moment by moment. It's not just a skill you acquire, but something you are actively doing continuously. Imagine yourself in the coming days. Perhaps tomorrow morning as the sun rises, you will be choosing a new short audio clip for your shadowing practice. You won't just choose it, you will be in the process of selecting it, maybe even enjoying a warm cup of tea as you do. Can you feel that picture? And later in the week, after you've been consistently practicing shadowing for a few minutes each day, you will be noticing how much more naturally the English sounds are flowing from your lips. It's not a sudden change, but a gentle, continuous unfolding of skill. You will be feeling a quiet confidence bloom within you. This gentle way of looking at the future helps us appreciate the ongoing journey. We aren't just waiting for a finished result. We are embracing the process, the beautiful unfolding of our abilities. By this time next year, who knows, we will be having conversations in English with such ease and joy, all because of these small, consistent steps we are taking now. Just feeling that possibility can fill our hearts with warmth. Now, with these beautiful insights into our language journey, let's gently bring our new words and grammar into our practice. This is where the magic truly happens, where our understanding blossoms into real, living English. I'll share some sentences, and I invite you, with all the calm in your heart, to repeat them slowly after me. There is no rush here, only the gentle unfolding of your voice. Let's try this one first. Tomorrow morning, I will be choosing a new audio clip for my shadowing practice, focusing on clear pronunciation. Can you say that with me? Slowly. Tomorrow morning, I will be choosing a new audio clip for my shadowing practice, focusing on clear pronunciation. Wonderful. Let's try another. Imagine this peaceful scene. By the end of the week, I hope I will be feeling more confident in my English, thanks to consistent shadowing. Let's repeat that together, one soft phrase at a time. By the end of the week, I hope I will be feeling more confident in my English, thanks to consistent shadowing. Feel the words forming on your lips. Here's another picture to paint. When I start my daily walk, I will be listening for the natural intonation in the sentences as I shadow. Let's echo that. When I start my daily walk, I will be listening for the natural intonation in the sentences as I shadow. Beautiful. And remember, this is a journey, not a race. So, even if we feel a small bump along the way, even if I feel a little frustration, I will be reminding myself that consistency is key. Repeat after me gently. Even if I feel a little frustration, I will be reminding myself that consistency is key. Now, my dear friend, I want to invite you to speak a little, even if it's just to yourself, in the quiet space where you are. I'll ask you a gentle question, and you can simply whisper your answer aloud, or even just form the thoughts in your mind. This is your space to practice. First, how do you imagine you will be using shadowing in your daily routine? Perhaps you will connect it with your morning tea or a quiet moment before bed. Just imagine that. What kind of audio do you think you will be choosing for your first shadowing attempt? Will it be a gentle story or a slow conversation? Feel into that choice. And thinking about consistency, what will you be doing to stay consistent with your practice, even for just a few minutes each day? Perhaps setting a reminder or finding a quiet corner. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, how do you think you will be feeling after a week of trying the shadowing technique? Can you imagine a sense of quiet achievement, a little more ease in your voice? Remember, these moments of speaking and imagining are incredibly powerful. If you feel inspired, perhaps you can even write down your thoughts in a journal, or simply speak them aloud to yourself whenever a quiet moment arises. Every word you speak, every thought you form in English, is a gentle step forward on your beautiful path. Now, my dear friends, as we gently journey deeper into the world of shadowing, you might be wondering, what materials should I use? Where can I find these whispers of English to echo? The beauty is, the world is full of them, and many are already right at your fingertips. For starters, podcasts are truly wonderful. You could explore resources like BBC Learning English or The English We Speak. They often offer clear, natural conversations. And of course, this very podcast you're listening to right now can be a gentle friend for your shadowing practice. Listen to these words, feel their rhythm, and try to echo them softly yourself. YouTube is another treasure trove. Just search for English speaking practice or daily English conversations. You'll find countless short clips, often with clear speakers, perfect for starting your shadowing journey. And if you love stories, short scenes from TV shows like Friends or The Office can be surprisingly effective. Pick a scene where the dialogue is clear and the emotions are easy to follow. Music, too, can be a beautiful way to connect with English. Choose songs with slow, clear lyrics, perhaps from artists like Adele or Ed Sheeran. Sing along or whisper the words right after they are sung. It's a playful way to practice rhythm and intonation. And there are also apps designed specifically for language practice, like Elsa Speak or Speechling, which can give you more structured support. Now, a gentle whisper about staying consistent. Sometimes, the idea of daily practice can feel like a big mountain, can't it? But remember, with shadowing, even the smallest steps create the deepest paths. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day is absolutely enough. Imagine, just 5 minutes. That's less time than it takes to brew a cup of tea or scroll through a few posts. One beautiful way to make it a natural part of your life is to attach it to a routine you already have. Maybe you shadow while you're brushing your teeth in the morning or during a quiet moment on your daily walk. It becomes less of a chore and more like a gentle ritual. And here's a little secret. Don't feel like you need a new audio clip every single day. Using the same short clip for an entire week can be incredibly powerful. Repetition, gentle and consistent, leads to mastery. It's like gently shaping clay, little by little. As you go, maybe keep a little note, even just in your mind, of how you feel. Not to judge, but just to notice your progress, your small wins. And always, always remember to celebrate yourself. Even just a little well done to yourself for showing up, for trying, for taking these gentle steps. Every little act of kindness to yourself fuels your journey. Now, my dear friends, as our gentle journey together comes to a close for today, I want to leave you with a little invitation, a soft challenge, if you will. I invite you to try shadowing for just 5 minutes a day, for 1 week. Pick that one short, clear audio clip that speaks to your heart and simply repeat it, gently, every day. Notice how your voice feels, how your understanding deepens, how the sounds begin to feel more natural on your tongue. This technique, shadowing, is truly simple, yet so incredibly powerful. It's not about being perfect, not about speaking like a native speaker tomorrow. It's about being present, about gently guiding your mouth and mind to dance with the rhythms of English. Remember, progress blooms from consistent, relaxed practice, not from a desire for immediate perfection. Think of it as tending a garden. You water it gently each day, and over time, the most beautiful flowers appear. Be kind to yourself, enjoy the process, and trust that every small step you take is a giant leap for your English journey. And so, my dear friends, we arrive at the quiet closing of our time together today. Do you remember at the very beginning, when I invited you to get comfortable, perhaps pour some tea, and simply settle in? I hope you found that little space of calm with me, a place where language learning doesn't feel like a chore, but rather a gentle unfolding. The journey of learning English, just like life itself, is not about a sudden sprint to perfection. It's about being present, about gently guiding your mouth and mind to dance with the beautiful rhythms of this language. Each quiet moment of practice, each soft whisper of a new sound, is a step on that path. Thank you, from the deepest part of my heart, for spending this time with me. It truly means so much to know you're here, listening, growing, and allowing English to become a part of your world in this gentle way. If this episode, if our conversation about shadowing, has helped you feel even a tiny bit more confident, a little more at ease with your English today, I would be so incredibly grateful if you shared it. Maybe there's someone else you know, someone else on their own language journey, who might find a moment of peace and a helpful whisper here too. Until next time, my friends, please take gentle care of yourself, and always, always keep learning, one calm, beautiful word at a time.